What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I want to talk about how narcissists manipulate certain people through mind control, and how they use that manipulation is by gaining control of a situation. So that's how they can benefit from it. And that usually comes when a person has left them, or has, went no contact, or just limit conversations. And a narcissist, they just have a strong need to gain power and control again over that person. This normally happens in certain environments, like an open work environment, or just an environment where there is like really no limitations on, how people are structured, like a certain group of individuals who can, just move along as freely, you can come and go as they please, and there's not much supervision over them. You know, those type of environments, it's a narcissist playground, and that's where they can really do their dirty work the most. But there's certain people that they target, and these people, in environments like hospitals, even nursing homes, just places where they can plant their feet and become who they really, need to be. The role that they need to play is to always be someone in a, in a powerful position. They need to have that leadership position. Even though they don't carry the title, in their mind, that's the role that they're entitled to play. And so when there's not much structure, when there's not much sternness, when people don't put their foot down and make sure that certain individuals stay in their place, play your role, stay in your lane, that's how the narcissist can really use their manipulation, you know, to kind of control situations that's going on around them. So this normally happens with people who are pretty gullible, and at the same time, they have just this deep darkness about them that's they have issues. They've been through something. They never really got the help for what they need. They're the type of people who always have a chip on their shoulder. They blame everyone around them for their shortcomings. They always need a helping hand. They always need a lift. They pretty much have lived their lives depending on others to make things better for them. And that darkness inside of them comes from a place of hurt and frustration, and maybe trauma. I can't really say trauma, but it just comes from a place of, like they've carried that with them throughout life. And so they feel like, and they're not necessarily, narcissistic, but these are the type of people who the narcissists know they can use for their advantage, you know. And I noticed the way they use them is in a setting where they don't have control over certain people. What they can do is use that person as a pawn. They can use that person as someone who kind of plays the middle person. And the narcissist could set the whole game board up, you know, to make this person move as they need them to move. And what the narc need that person to do is to get closer and closer to target their victims. And their victims are not so much as victims, but to target people who they want to get back at, or people who they want to punish for whatever reason. And I've seen this happen, how the narcissists use certain people as their bulldogs, as their guard dogs. They need this type of power so that they can, play the role of someone who throw their rock and hide their hands. They set the whole scene up. They cause drama. They're instigators. And they want to cause things in between, a person who they've lost control over and that person who they can use, who they know they can depend on to voice their opinion about things. Because if the narcissist can speak through someone else to get to you because they lost you as supply, they will do that, because that's just how evil they are. They need to get that revenge on you, and they're determined to get it one way or another. And it all depends on, just how you receive it. You have to look at it as this is coming from the narcissist. You can't look at it as this person is just out of nowhere just attacking me and threatening me, and they just have a problem with me and they don't even know me. Trust me, the narcissist is hiding behind that. They're the mastermind behind all of that drama that's going on With that one person that has an issue with you, the narcissist knows how to get inside of that person's mind and manipulate them into thinking that you're the problem and you are a threat to that person. And that's all they need the person to know, is that what they're telling them is true. If they can get them to believe everything they put in their ears, they once again gain control of another person. And it's all mind control. And that's how they manipulate people, through mind control. And it can be a very bad thing if people don't really, look outside the box and just sit back and like notice what's really going on. A lot of time it'll go over your head because first of all, the narcissists, they play the game very quietly, they sneaky, and they do their dirt and they hide. And they will leave you out to fend for yourself. They will leave you out to defend yourself. Because if, a whole group of people come against that one person, soon, that one person who the narcissist pushed up to do all this, who the narcissist is using as a shield, they're going to eventually turn back and be like, but you told me to do this. You said this. I got it from that person. They're going to eventually, feel the pressures of, okay, I'm being told one thing, so I approach the situation, in a way where I confront it. And then the people are defending themselves and what they're saying is making sense. And then it all goes back pointing at the narcissist. So what they're going to do is run and hide and see how they were able to manipulate that person into believing what they need them to believe, just to kind of satisfy their needs. What's going to end up happening is that the narcissist will turn on the person they use for all that. That's what ends up happening. That's why, you should never really put in the effort to even confront the narcissist. Because as long as you know the type of games they play, you've already beaten them at their own game. As long as you know what they're up to, you've already beat them. There's no need to confront them about anything. And don't go up against the person who they're trying to put up against you. They're trying to create enemies for you because they've already told that person that you are a threat to them. And so they want to see, they want to see y'all go at it. That's what they want to happen. And as long as you give them what they want by entertaining it, they're just sitting back getting a kick out of it. And it also gives them supply. They can use anybody who makes themselves available, just to play a part in the game. But as long as you remain strong and just, continue to maintain that silence that you need to use, in order to keep the peace with yourself, the narcissist is losing. It's just, it's just an effortless tactic that they're trying to put up against you. They're going to constantly lose. This person they're using, it's a very evil thing to do. It's just not good for people to just always go on what someone else is telling them without, finding out stuff for themselves. Because they can find themselves in a lot of deep trouble, especially when this happens like in a work environment. Don't even entertain it because you're just feeding it energy. Like, don't even waste your time defending yourself. You know that you're completely innocent when it comes to these false accusations that the narcissist is trying to plant on you for this person to attack you. It's because they see that, you're not letting up. They know that they can't get in anymore. So they're just trying to use someone else to get in for them, and the way they do it, of course, they're not going to tell them good things about you. They don't want the person to get close to you because it still eliminates them from the whole equation. So what they do is put the person against you by making up lies about you. And I'm telling y'all, this happened in the workplace. It happens pretty much anywhere, where there's an unsupervised environment, where people can just move freely, come and go as they please. That's when the narcissists, they plant themselves in the territory, to be that lead person, to be that mastermind behind all of those bad things that are going on, all of that negativity, all of the drama. Trust me, they're behind all the mess. They are behind it all. I can guarantee you notice the difference in the atmosphere when a narcissist is not around. When they're not present, it's a peace that you can't even explain because you're so used to it being so much chaos and confusion, to where when there is a big difference like that, you kind of forget about even, mentioning it because you're just soaked up in the moment. Like, you think about it later, it catches up with your mind like, today was a good day. And you're trying to put your finger on like, why was it such a good day? Why was it so peaceful? Oh, and then it's like and I go through this at work when she's off. It's like they can't fix their mouth to say, oh, because she wasn't there. So they try to find another excuse to blame it on someone else who has nothing to do with it. That's just how much mind control narcissists have over people. They really have people thinking that they're just the best thing, from God's creation. God's gift to man and can't do no wrong. And the whole while they're the total opposite. You know, they are the most evil doers that you will come across. And so until you really understand how they operate, you will always be confused by things that are going on around you, because that's just the way it is when you're dealing with a narcissist. Until you realize that it's them behind it, you're not going to ever really know which direction to go into. You're not going to know what to trust or who to trust, because they only want you to trust them. They need to set the scenery for you, in order to set, for the narrative to be a certain way. They need you to believe everything they tell you, and that's it. Don't go by anything else. Don't communicate with other people. If they even see you smiling, having a good conversation with someone else, laughing and talking about just other things going on in the world. Hell, you could be talking about, how beautiful the sky is today. And the narcissists, they can't, get in on that, because it takes away from what they really, something that they much rather be doing, or, they just have to have control at all times, even the conversation. They have to take people away from a conversation and bring them into something else, some other subject, or just a problem. They always have a problem. They need you to join them on, with, things that don't matter. Stuff that is just an energy draining. Things that just don't matter. They don't know how to find their happiness and peace. And they refuse to sit by and watch other people, at peace, laughing and having, just a wonderful time and enjoying life. They cannot stand that, because they can't get a feel of it. So they're going to ruin it. They're going to sabotage what you have. And so that's pretty much all I want to talk about in this video, how they use mind control, through manipulation, and how they start chaos and confusion between innocent people. Even the person who they're using as a shield is innocent. It just haven't dawned on them that the narcissist is behind it all, and you're the one that they were able to use. But it's like they just have to find it out for themselves. You can bring it to their attention. I've tried to do that one time, but the narc have a stronghold through the hoovering. And that's something I'm not going to do, is buy your friendship. I'm not going to buy your attention. They also come in, super bright early in the morning while it's still dark outside, during the time that I'm supposed to be, I would get to work for 5:45. The narcissist is already planting their feet in the building at 5:30, stacking up the work area, and getting the person all situated for when they come to work for 6 o'clock. And I'm like, why are you here? And they pretty much set up themselves, they pretty much just make it easy for you to just figure out everything that's going on with them. It's normally just another hoover. They're doing something, for someone else as a hoover. It's just a hoovering tactic. They setting it up. They're setting it up. And that's why. And when a person rejects the offer, and that's another thing I want to get into. When you reject the offer, they can't use that. They can't get supply off that. So they have to use people who they know they can get something from in return. But as long as you reject them, they know they can't get nothing from you. And so, they're not even going to waste their time. They're just going to move on to the next person, whoever they can use. Now, a person who never rejects the narcissist is like a person. I'm not a professional, so I don't really know all of the correct terms to use for things like codependency and stuff like that. But people who never turns a narcissist down usually become very dependent on the narcissist, because they know that there's a guarantee that it's going to be laid all out for them already. They don't have to do nothing but show up. And the narc wants to spoil them to the point to where they have them completely rotten. And they're so rotten to the core, till you start to see the entitlement in them. And I go through that. I'll be like, girl, just because she doing all that for you does not mean I'm going to do it. We can laugh and talk about things that are going on, but as far as Yeah, girl, and did you hear about this and that and the other? Oh, can you go over there and get that for me? Oh, you'll bring that back for me since you're already heading in that direction. Oh, and can you do this for me? And can you do no, 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 no? The answer is no. So you can take that and share it with your narcissist because they have you feeling so entitled to where everybody has to cater to you now. See, that's how the narcissist ruin people. It's by, that stronghold they have on him from the hoovering. And the person, they're always drawn back to the narcissist, like they have to report back to them. So it's kind of like they kind of feed off each other. And that's how they manipulate them through mind control. So either way it goes, you know, it's just something to sit back and watch. It's just something to sit back and monitor, and you will really figure it out. If you ever had to go through something like that, I don't know if I can really say with family because I haven't experienced it, so I can't speak on that, but I can say I've experienced it in the workplace, and I've seen how they operate with this person that they have on a very short leash because they need to keep them close. I'll let you get a little wiggle room, but you're not going to get that close to them because you remember who does this and who do that for you. See, they're going to put that in the narcissist is going to put that in the person's mind. Don't forget who looks out for you all the time. Don't forget who do this and that and the other for you. They're not going to do it for you. So you really shouldn't be laughing and talking with them because they're not your friend. I am. See, that's how they mess with their mind. I'm telling y'all, I see this. Nobody got to tell me. I sit back and I watch it for myself. And the way I am at work, I monitor things and I'll make you think I'm not paying attention. But I see and hear everything that's going on around me. And the narcissist, I even can see from the corner of my eye how she do her dirt and she hides. She watching me. That hoovering and that peeking, it never stops. She does it all day long. But with that person who she's able to manipulate, she does the same thing. It's like she pushes them out there in the battlefield and she hides behind the wall to where she's safe. That's what they do. But they know who to pick. They know who to pick and they know why they pick that person to target certain individuals. And they're going to pick the people who they know don't want to put up a fight. Like, there are people who don't like to fight. They just don't like to fight. When I was younger, I remember my first fight was with a cousin. And not only because that was my cousin, but because I just don't like violence. Like, I've never been the type of person to whip my children. Other family members, they're into that. We were raised into that. But I never been able to whip my children. That's just something that I never wanted to do. It doesn't feel good to my heart. Like, I could never make myself make my children cry by disciplining them. I didn't find that effective enough for me. And that's just something that I prefer not to do. I'm not telling people how to raise their kids, but that's just something that never, it don't fit well in my spirit as a person. No. But, some of those people who narcissists use to target certain individuals are very violent, very brash, very outspoken, rude. They love to threaten and accuse. They always have to make themselves seem so innocent. And they push that so much because, mind you, the narcissist is telling them to say you're such a good person. This person just wants to make you seem like a villain. Have you heard what they said about you? And this person has never heard this a day in their life, but they instantly believe anything the narc put in their mind. Because for whatever reason, like I said in the beginning, whatever reason that they have this something deep within them that they probably had to deal with as a child or something, and they never dealt with it. They carried it with them throughout life. So it just brings back up these raw emotions. It can be bullying in school when they were a child. And here you are 45 years old, and it's like a person can tell you, have you heard what they said about you? And that person is going to believe it's going to bring them back to that place. See? So that's how the narcissist can use certain people. Not saying everybody they use is going to react in a violent way, in a way that threatens you. But they use people for different reasons. And, at the end of the day, it's all to benefit them one way or another. Especially if you went no contact. They need you to know, don't think because I'm gone away, I'm going away for good. Because they're really returning to you through someone else. They're going to try to use other people to target you. So, but what the narcissist knows and what they hate is that you see them. You see them. The person who they're using to get to you, they're blind to everything that's going on, but you see them. So it's like you can just push them out the way and, tune out all the rah-rah. I don't care about all that, out of my face with all that. I don't care about none of that, and the threatening and calling you out your name. I tune it out. I laugh at it because that makes them mad when you laugh at it, But hey, what they gonna do other than just get mad even more so, curse a little more, scream a little louder? But what you do is move them out the way and you let the narc know. I see you. I see you. I know you. I know you set this up. I know you behind all this. You using this person as a mask. They just don't give up. And it's just something to think about. But I didn't mean to make this video that long. It's just something I was kind of like brainstorming on earlier because I've seen it so much and I'm like, yeah, this is something I got to talk about, you know. And I just hope that people really can use this as something to understand that it's not you, it's all the narcissists. It's all about the way that they operate. It's just a part of their makeup. It's not about you. Don't take it personal. Don't take these digs personal. Don't take the smear campaign personal. They're going to do everything they can to get under your skin just to let you know I'm not going anywhere and I haven't forgotten about what you did to me, even though you haven't done them anything. Don't even put up a battle with them because it's not worth it. Let them wear themselves out with all of this stuff that they are doing. Eventually, it will come to an end. It will. I've seen it happen. It'll come to an end. So I hope this video was helpful to anyone. Thank y'all for watching, supporting, subscribing, leaving comments. I love engaging with y'all in the comment section. Keep it coming. And I'll have more for y'all. If not tomorrow, probably drop another video this weekend. So thank y'all for watching and I'll talk to you soon.